是阿万，这是2025年11月11日的新闻。然后，习特会后，中国加强对芬太尼前体化学品的管控。中国加强了对芬太尼前体化学品的管控。美国称，这类化学品是导致这种强效合成阿片类药物流入美国境内的重要原因。本周一，中国商务部等5部门将13种化学品列入管制清单，今后向美国、墨西哥及加拿大出口这些化学品，需要申请许可证。此次公告似乎是中国政府为履行上月国家主席习近平与特朗普总统在韩国会面时达成的协议而采取的最新举措。自10月30日两国领导人会面以来，中国政府还宣布将对制造半导体、炸药、氦甲弹、电池及核反应堆所需要的关键矿物的出口管制暂停1年。同样在本周，中国商务部宣布对韩华海洋的5家美国子公司为期1年的制裁措施。交通部、运输部则表示，将暂停此前针对美国对中国船运业采取的措施，包括港口附加费而实施的反制。此前，美国贸易代表办公室已于周日宣布，将暂停相关措施1年。复旦大学问题关系研究院院长吴新博表示，中美两国正处于落实该峰会达成的共识。他指出，双方正从磋商阶段迈向落地执行的阶段，这将为两国推进双边议程中的其他议题创造更大的动力。芬太尼的前体化学品的跨境流通一直是引发中美两国关系紧张的主要根源之一。美国政府官员是指责中国在遏制相关化学品流入美国方面是举措不力，而芬太尼在美国每年导致数万人死亡。中国官员对此作出反驳，称芬太尼危机的根源在于美国自身未能有效遏制国内对这类毒品的需求。同样任职于复旦大学的中美经济关系学专家宋国友表示，中美两国在这一问题上的认知存在巨大差异。华盛顿官员称，中国企业是制造非法芬太尼所需前体化学品和相关设备的最大来源地。这些非法芬太尼主要经陆路边境流入美国，其中墨西哥是主要中转通道。上月末，墨西哥安全部宣称，经过跨国追捕，在古巴抓获1名墨西哥公民和2名中国公民。10月30日，加拿大边境服务局通报称，数月前截获了4300升来自中国芬太尼前体化学品。特朗普政府于今年早些时候对中国加征20%的关税时，便将芬太尼问题列为理由之一。由此引发的关税战，使两大经济贸易体间的一个贸易是几近停滞。习近平主席与特朗普总统在韩国的会面取得的成果包括：美国降低了针对中国商品的芬太尼相关关税，暂停对中国船舶征收港口附加费，并推迟实施原本会阻止更多中国企业获得美国技术的出口管制政策。作为回应，中国同意重启美国大豆采购，暂停对稀土的出口管制，并加大对芬太尼前体化学品的管控力度。宋国友指出，这些举措是阻止中美经贸关系进一步恶化的关键步骤。中国国家禁毒委员会于本周一发布通知，要求国内企业严格遵守包括新增管控措施在内的相关的法律法规。通知同时 督促中国企业核查境外采购方资质。若采购方要求提供虚假包装或虚假信息，需立即终止交易。吴新博表示，这一举措不仅是在向美方释放信号，更重要的是向国内企业传递了中央政府坚决推进芬太尼管控工作的明确态度。China tightens controls on Fentanyl precursors after summit. China has tightened controls on Fentanyl precursor chemicals that the United States has said contributed to the flow of the powerful synthetic opioid to American shores. On Monday, China's Ministry of Commerce and 4 other government agents added 13 chemicals to a list that require a license in order to export it to the United States, Mexico, and Canada. The announcement appeared to be the latest step by Beijing to fulfill agreements made between the two countries when China's top leader Xi Jinping met with the President Trump in South Korea last month. Since the two leaders met on October 30, the Chinese government also said it would suspend for 1 year exports control on critical minerals needed to make some semiconductors, explosives, armor-piercing ammunition, batteries, and nuclear reactors. Also on Monday, the Ministry of Commerce said it would suspend for 1 year sanctions against 5 American subsidiaries of the South Korea shipbuilding Hanwha Ocean, while the Ministry of Transport said it would suspend measures it had imposed in response to moves made by the United States against its shipping sector, including port fees. The U.S. Trade Representative had announced on Sunday that it would suspend its measures for 1 year. Both countries started to implement what they agreed to at the summit, said Wu Xinbo, Dean of the Institute of International Studies at Fudan University in Shanghai. We are moving from talking to implementation, Mr. Wu said. This will generate more momentum for the two sides to work on other issues on the bilateral agenda. The flow of chemicals used to make Fentanyl has been a major source of tensions between Washington and Beijing. Officials in Washington has announced Beijing not doing enough to stem the flow of chemicals used to make the drugs into the United States, where it kills tens of thousands of Americans each year. Chinese officials have blamed Washington, saying that the Fentanyl crisis is rooted in an American failure to curb demand for the drug. There is a huge difference in how China and the United States view in the issue, said Sheng Guoyu, an expert on U.S.-China economy relations also at Fudan University. Officials in Washington say the companies in China are the largest source of precursor chemical and equipment used to manufacture illicit fentanyl, which largely reach the United States over land borders, primarily Mexico. Last month, Mexico Security Ministry announced it had detained a Mexican and 2 Chinese nations in Cuba after an international manhunt. On October 30, Cuba's Border Surveillance Agents announced that the month earlier it had seized 4,300 liters of precursor chemicals from China. The Trump administration cited the Fentanyl issue when it imposed tariff totaling 20% on Chinese goods earlier this year, kicking off escalating levies that forced trade between the world's two largest economies to a but sure standstill. The meeting between Mr. Xi and Mr. Trump in South Korea resulted in a reduction in the U.S. Fentanyl-related tariff on Chinese goods, a substantial profit on Chinese ships, and the delay of U.S. export controls that would have prevented more Chinese companies from acquiring American technology. In return, China agreed to restart purchase of American soybeans, enact a pause on its export controls on rare earths, and do more to curb the flow of fentanyl precursor chemicals. These were key steps in preventing further deterioration of economy and trade ties between the United States and China, Mr. Song said. China's National Narcotics Commission issued a notice on Monday directing Chinese companies to adhere to the country's laws, including the newly tightened controls. The notice urged Chinese firms to verify overseas buyers and immediately stop transactions if buyers requested falsified packages or information. This is a signal not only to the U.S. side, but importantly to China's domestic enterprise that the central government is serious in this endeavor, Mr. Wu said. Thanks for your listening and wishing your life happiness and joys. And if you have the comments, just comments. And if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe.